Voilà. Bienvenue tout le monde à notre webinaire de Lingopie. Comme chaque dernier mardi de chaque mois, on a cet webinaire pour pratiquer, apprendre le français. So thank you everybody for coming here. As every last Tuesday of every month, we are having this open webinar to practice and learn French with Lingopie, a language learning platform through audiovisual content. There are some people joining, so we are starting just now. Well, today we are going to talk about this show, a little bit of spoiler, et on continue. Donc, la présentation. Je vais me présenter, je suis Elisabeth et je vais être votre host aujourd'hui. Et avec nous, on a notre prof. C'est qui notre prof de français? Alors?
C'est qui, je sais pas. C'est moi, je crois. Soyez bienvenus. Welcome, everyone.
Donc, Roxy sera notre prof dans ce webinaire et ça sera bien de vous connaître un petit peu. Donc, écrivez dans le chat, s'il vous plaît, d'où vous vous connectez et quel show ou film vous regardez actuellement sur Lingopie. I'm going to explain this again in English, just in case we're having beginners. It will be very nice to get to know you a little bit, so if you can write in the chat where you are connecting from and what shows you are currently watching on Lingopie, that will be very good for us to know. And also, in case you're completely new and you're having your first experience with us, just write on the chat, c'est ma première fois or it's my first time. So I will know that it will be good to share with you useful information at the end of this webinar. So welcome those that have just arrived. Vous pouvez se présenter sur le chat. You can write on the chat. And meanwhile you write this, I will tell you that what we're going to do today is to get to know a little bit about like cultural facts about French history, French culture. Then we're going to introduce the show that maybe some of you have watched already, maybe you haven't. So we're going to talk a little bit about that show. We are going to have some open questions to talk together. Then we are going to watch just some minutes of an episode, the episode that was programmed for today. And after that, we are having our lesson with Roxy. After the lesson, we'll finish with a Q&A, questions and answer moment. So you can save your questions regarding Lingopie in these webinars for the end, okay? Donc, oui, on a beaucoup de personnes et la première fois, it's first time for iPhone de Funny, donc bienvenue. Et Johanna aussi, première fois, d'accord, super. Donc, c'est bien de savoir qu'avec nous, on a Lital, toujours présente. Et ça va, Lital? Ça va, Natalia? First time as well. Très bien. Okay, so we are having new people today. Good. Hope you're going to enjoy this. And for those that are painting on the screen, take in account that we all see this. Okay, so I'm going to raise that, but feel free to participate during this webinar. How? Raising your hand to open your microphone. How you can raise your hand on this Zoom, you have the option of reactions, and in reactions you can raise your hand, okay, for those that are not using the camera. For those that are using your camera, you can raise your hand, real hand, and I will try to give you the chance to participate. How you can participate? By answering questions and by reading in a loud voice like now, maintenant. Donc, qui voudrait lire et pratiquer votre prononciation avec cette phrase? Avec la question qu'il y en a aujourd'hui pour notre Les saviez-vous? Somebody would like to read the question on the screen? Alors, peut-être Jim?
Le savez-vous?
Oui.
Et qui était le prisonnier surnommé Papillon.
Ah, très bien, merci Jim. Quelqu'un connaît cette histoire? Somebody knows who was he?
Euh, ah,
Aucune idée? No
Aucune
ideas?
idée.
Non? D'accord. Donc, on va lire pour connaître. D'accord? Donc, qui voudrait lire les premiers paragraphes? Who would like to read the first paragraph? The first two are in French, and on the bottom you have the text in English also in case you need to read a kind of subtitles, let's say, to understand the text. So, qui voudrait lire les premiers paragraphes? Peut-être Joanno qui avait dit... Encore alors, Joanno. Unmute yourself, please.
How's that? Ça va?
Oui, ça
OK.
va.
OK. Henri Charrière, appelé Papillon à cause du tatouage d'un papillon sur sa poitrine, était un homme condamné à tort pour un meurtre qu'il n'avait pas commis, envoyé au travail forcé en Guyane française. Il a tenté plusieurs fois de s'évader pour retrouver sa liberté, des évasions qui sont entrées dans l'histoire. Par exemple, il aurait utilisé 2 sacs de noix de coco comme flotteurs pour traverser une mer infestée de requins. Libéré et installé au Venezuela, il a écrit son autobiographie Papillon, adaptée 2 fois au cinéma en mes chiffres, en 1973. 1973. Mhm. Oui, et 2017. Bien que certains faits aient été remis en question, son histoire est devenue légendaire.
Très bien, Joanno. Merci beaucoup pour dire et pour votre prononciation. Très belle. Très, très bien. Oui.
Merci.
Donc, c'était lui, les papillons. D'accord? Donc, pourquoi on parle aujourd'hui de lui? Alors, là, c'est pour cette question. Et qui voudrait lire cette question qu'il y en a sur l'écran? Somebody else would like to read this short text? Alors, Geronimo.
Vous connaissez d'autres récits de prisonniers qui ont tenté de s'échapper, s'échapper
Oui,
de façon originale et variée, par exemple les Daltons.
merci beaucoup, Geronimo. Merci beaucoup. Donc, ces questions, c'est pour vous. Oui? Vous connaissez des autres? Do you know other stories of prisoners who try to escape in creative and daring ways? So, we have just read about les papillons, oui? A real person. Vous connaissez les Daltons, peut-être? Somebody knows something about the Daltons here in this meeting?
Non.
Alors?
C'est très dommage. C'est très dommage.
So
Mhm.
you're going, if you haven't met them before, you are going to meet them today, okay? Parce que c'est les Dalton, la série qui on va partager aujourd'hui. See, remember that when you sign up for a webinar,
Mhm.
you will have a link directly to the episode that we
Oui.
recommend watching before the webinar. This is not mandatory, but it's suggested, right, for next webinars. So, personne n'a vu la série. Nobody have watched this series
Non.
before. In order to practice your writing in French, that sometimes can be, the spelling can be a little bit complicated if you are beginners, here you have the answers on the screen. So you can answer the first question. Vous avez déjà vu la série dont nous allons parler aujourd'hui? Donc oui, je l'ai vue. Non, je ne l'ai pas vue. Donc, vous pouvez pratiquer l'écriture sur le chat. You can practice your writing on the chat, answering this question. Have you seen it or not? Donc, je voudrais savoir si personne, non, on dit pas,
Non.
non, non. Très bien, Geronimo, qui a écrit le message. Very good, Geronimo, that is practicing writing on the chat. Très bien. Non, non, Natalia. D'accord. Donc, c'est la nouveauté pour tout le monde. So it's new information for everybody. Good. Donc, on a la troisième question, si, pour parler un petit peu maintenant. Oui, j'ai des autres messages sur le chat. Non. D'accord. Donc, pensez-vous que les Gémeaux ont tendance à avoir des personnalités similaires ou pouvez-ils être très différentes? Alors, que pensez-vous? Que pensez-vous? Open mic in this moment. You can participate by answering this question, the question number 3. Do you think twins tend to have similar personalities or can they be very different? Alors, mais en français, non? Don't worry if you don't have all the words, just use the words that you know in order to share. Que pensez-vous? Alors, Joanna, par exemple?
Je n'ai pas d'accent sur mon
Comment?
keyboard.
Alors,
Mon
quelqu'un
clavier
autre?
n'a mon clavier n'a pas d'accent français.
Quelqu'un voudrait partager?
Je peux partager si tu veux. Mes nièces sont des jumelles. Elles sont totalement différentes. Totalement différentes. Elles sont un problème.
Merci Roxy, merci Natalia qui dit il pouvait être très différent quand même. Très bien, très bien. Donc c'est ça qui va arriver dans notre épisode. We are asking this question because something related to this topic is what's going to happen on the episode that we are going to watch. Très bien. Donc bienvenue Adriane qui vient d'arriver, Gennady, et bienvenue. Quelqu'un d'autre? D'accord, super. Donc, des Daltons s'appelle la série Explosive Hot Air Balloons or Tunnels. The Daltons need just one successful prison break, but the four brothers are back with the funniest, craziest escape attempts of the Far West. But this explanation is in English, c'est en anglais. Comment on peut dire ça en français, Roxy, s'il te plaît?
Oh, bon, je vais donner l'explication. Ils sont des frères, hein, qui sont en prison et ils veulent s'échapper, mais ils n'y arrivent pas. Et ils utilisent des méthodes exotiques parfois, mais ils n'y arrivent pas à s'échapper. C'est très marrant.
Exactement, c'est une de notre séries préférées avec Roxy et moi, des Dalton. Donc maintenant, c'est le moment pour regarder. On va regarder 3 minutes de cet épisode. Je vais partager ça dans une seconde. Alors, très bien. Donc, donc 3, 2, 1, action.
Transport des prisonnières à Fort Alama. Demande l'autorisation de faire escale chez vous, le temps de reposer un peu le moteur.
Je suis toujours ravi d'accueillir un peu de féminitude, madame. Oh! Oh!
Miss Lucy, terreur des banquiers.
Mais qu'est-ce que... Incroyable! Ne seriez-vous pas sœur?
Nous? Sœurs? Jamais!
Je vois double maintenant.
Ça doit être la salade. Peut-être que si je remange de la salade, je verrai triple. Essayons.
D'accord, on est jumelles, mais tellement différentes.
En effet, ça doit être dur d'assumer un vilain petit canard dans la famille.
Ça, c'est sûr. Incapable de tenir un revolver ou de braquer une banque comme tout le monde.
Quoi? Vous voulez dire que...
Oui, mes parents étaient des gangsters. Mais je n'ai plus rien à voir avec eux, ni avec elle d'ailleurs. Bon, vous m'excuserez, mais j'ai des ateliers sérieux à préparer, moi.
Ça me donne une idée. Si on arrive à échanger les jumelles, on pourra peut-être utiliser la nouvelle pour nous aider à sortir d'ici. En prétextant une sortie cueillette avec nous, par exemple.
Le problème, c'est que personne ne croira que c'est Miss Betty.
J'ai une proposition à vous faire.
Prendre la place de ma sœur? Ça va être un jeu d'enfant?
Ok, c'est parti. Ça me les faire.
Que je vous autorise à sortir cueillir des plantes en compagnie des Daltons?
Bah ouais, nous, on aime rendre service aux dames. Pas vrai, les gars?
Allez, mon petit directeur Hounet, rien qu'une petite signature, s'il vous plaît.
Non, puisque c'est demandé si gentiment, vous pourrez sortir avec les Daltons. Mais seulement après l'atelier lecture.
Quoi? Mais je sais pas lire, moi.
Elle veut dire qu'elle a rien préparé, mais on va lui donner un petit coup de main. Oh.
Et c'est ainsi que le petit chaperon rouge se dirigea dans les bois avec sa galette et son petit pot de beurre. Le loup, profitant de la vue déficiente du petit chaperon rouge...
Après,
Mais Joe, j'en suis qu'au début.
La ferme!
Oh! Et le petit chaperon rouge provoqua le loup en duel et le descendit d'une seule balle. Fin.
Une autre!
Vraiment? Vous avez aimé? D'accord. C'est l'histoire d'une princesse qui adorait se battre et...
Ça ira pour aujourd'hui. Vous aviez des plantes à aller cueillir, je crois. L'air frais vous fera le plus grand bien.
Stop! Arrêtez-la! Elle n'est pas moi! Je suis Miss Betty! N'importe quoi! C'est moi, Miss Betty!
Alors, how this is going to end? You need to watch it until the end at home. This is your homework of this webinar. Alors, donc, on se va arrêter là, mais comme on a beaucoup de personnes qui sont là pour la première fois, as we are having a lot of new people that are here for the first time, I'm going to show you very quickly some features that we have while watching shows, and also welcome for those that have just arrived to this webinar. So as you have seen, we are having double subtitles. You can control if you want both or just one of them, depending if you are watching this for the first time, for the second time. Remember that it's good to watch an episode once to get to know the story, what's going on, use the English subtitles, and then rewatch it again, right? In order to focus a little bit more on the French language, for example. It, of course, always depends on your level. But take in account that here, in case this was too fast for you, use the speed feature. In the speed feature, it will if you change the speed, it will permit you to hear and read better according to your level. Also remember that while the show is going on, you can just mouse the word and you have...
Oh! Et le petit chaperon rouge provoqua le loup en duel et le descendit.
Et le descendit.
But if you click on a word or an expression, the video is going to be paused, you are going to have more grammar details, and this expression or word, it will be automatically saved on your personal list. With this personal list, you are going to practice your vocabulary with our flashcards and games that we have on the platform. So if you have like interesting new words, it will be good for you to click on them. Also, remember that you can loop a sentence here in case you want to practice it. You can also hear how to say this sentence, or also you can record yourself saying the sentence in order to practice your pronunciation. Have the EI coach. And also you can go here directly to the next caption or the previous caption that you can read here if you are having full screen or with the script on the side, depending on what you find better. Okay, this is more or less the basic features that we have. But if you are having your first contact with Lingopie, take in account that tomorrow, Wednesday, at the same time as today, we are having the onboarding webinar where Cesar and Pedro are going to explain you much more all the features and possibilities that we have in order to become a Lingopie Pro, learning languages with series and content. Good. Maintenant, on a notre leçon de grammaire avec notre prof Roxy. Donc, 3, 2, 1, action, Roxy.
OK. Aujourd'hui, on va apprendre comment encourager les gens. How to encourage and motivate people. Comment encourager les gens. Alors, quoi faire pour remonter le moral de vos proches? Par exemple, je fais de gros câlins. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? What do you do?
Donner des bisous, par exemple. Bisous.
OK. Très bien. Donner un bisou. Très bien. Quelqu'un d'autre?
S'embrasser.
S'embrasser. Super. OK. Merci. Quelqu'un d'autre?
Dire des mots, dire des mots doux.
Encore une fois, s'il vous plaît. Je n'ai pas
De
entendu.
dire les mots doux. Des mots
Ah, OK. Dire des mots doux. Parler
C'est ça.
doucement. Dire des mots doux. Oui,
Oui, oui, c'est
merci.
ça.
Super. Mhm. Quelqu'un d'autre? Préparer quelque chose de miam miam à manger. Yummy, hein? Miam miam, yummy.
Avec du
Préparer quelque
chocolat.
chose de miam miam. OK, un gâteau par exemple. Un dessert. Mhm. OK, super. On continue, Ellie.
Il y a un petit delay, je crois, parce que j'ai déjà passé l'image. Alors,
Ouais,
ça
voilà.
arrive.
On est là, on est là. Alors, on va essayer de relier pour faire des phrases. Matching the first part to the corresponding second one. On va relier la première partie avec la deuxième. OK? Alors, pensez, n'écrivez pas. Think but don't type anything. And we are going to correct together. Pensez, on va corriger tous ensemble.
Dans 2 minutes, qu'est-ce que tu en penses, Roxy?
2 minutes. 2 minutes,
Ouais.
oui. 2 minutes.
If you have any questions, you can ask, but don't say the answers during these 2 minutes, okay? So we correct all together. I repeat the same in English just in case.
Je crois qu'on est
Dernièrement.
bon. Je crois qu'on est bon. Voilà. Ok. Alors, qui voudrait lire la phrase numéro un tout entière, complète? Ok.
Antoine.
Antoine, oui.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ok, d'accord. Je suis stressé parce que j'ai perdu mon boulot.
Super. Ok, parce que j'ai perdu mon boulot. Boulot, c'est le travail. Hein? I lost my job. Ok. Numéro 2. Qui voudrait lire numéro 2 complète? Géronimo.
Bon.
Eh, je, je me suis dépassé au
Travail.
travail avec tas de responsabilités.
Ok, avec tant de responsabilités. Très bien, merci. Numéro 3. Qui voudrait lire? Ça va très bien, hein? Je suis contente. Numéro 3. Qui voudrait essayer? Allez.
Votre moment à lire, à pratiquer la prononciation.
Elle
C'est
est
un
très
exercice.
nerveuse à propos de ma situation financière.
Ça pourrait y aller, mais ok.
Il y a une
Et
autre.
l'autre option, ça
Uh-huh.
serait laquelle?
Laisse-moi voir. Elle est très nerveuse à propos d'un examen très important, peut-être.
Super, 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 merci.
Oui, pas de
Super,
quoi.
ok. Ok, numéro 4.
Je peux l'essayer?
Bien
Oui,
sûr.
bien sûr.
Ils sont tristes parce qu'ils ont mis fin à leur relation.
Exactement, exactement. Et alors la dernière? La dernière, c'est facile.
Je m'inquiète de ma situation financière.
Ok, super, merci. Merci, Joanna. Merci. Ok, alors ici, on a quelques phrases simples pour encourager les gens. Par exemple, tu peux le faire ou ne lâche pas, continue comme ça. Tu progresses chaque jour. Crois en toi. Tu es capable de grandes choses. Chaque effort compte. Tu n'es pas seul ou seul. Garde confiance. Tu avances même si c'est doucement. OK? Alors ici, on a quelques phrases simples si nous avons besoin d'encourager quelqu'un. Et maintenant, on va essayer de les utiliser. On passe à la prochaine diapo. Voilà. Comment motivez-vous les gens dans les situations suivantes? On a numéro un, je suis stressée parce que j'ai perdu mon boulot. Et ici, vous avez les options. Hein. Vous pouvez choisir parmi les options qu'on vient de lire, lesquelles vous utiliserez pour la première phrase. Je suis stressée parce que j'ai perdu mon boulot. Qu'est-ce que vous direz à cette personne pour l'encourager?
Tu n'es pas seul.
Tu n'es pas seul, j'adore, très bien, très bien. Une autre option?
Tu es capable de grandes choses.
Ok, tu es capable de grandes choses. Ok, une autre, une petite dernière?
Ne lâche pas.
Ne lâche pas, voilà, ne lâche pas. Ok, pour l'option numéro 2, la phrase numéro 2, ils sont tristes parce qu'ils ont mis fin à leur relation. Qu'est-ce que vous direz?
Tu n'es pas seul.
Tu n'es pas seul, on peut dire, bien sûr.
Garde confiance.
Garde confiance, voilà. OK, super. Et après, nous avons la troisième, hein? La troisième. Ça, c'est ce qu'ils appellent en français la corrida, hein? La corrida, c'est comme la corrida des taureaux, hein? La corrida. Alors, on a un prisonnier là, hein, qui va essayer avec cette bête. OK? Alors, qu'est-ce que vous pouvez dire à ce monsieur-là qui va se
Tu peux le
battre avec
faire.
la bête? Tu peux le faire. Quoi d'autre?
Oui. Crois en
Croire
toi.
en toi. Ah ouais.
Et crois en toi. Ne lâche pas aussi, hein? Ne lâche pas. Ouais.
Oui.
Prends comme ça, les comme ne lâche pas, ne lâche pas. OK. OK. Très bien. Merci, merci bien. Merci d'avoir partagé cette leçon avec moi.
Merci beaucoup, Roxy, d'avoir préparé cette phrase pour comment encourager les gens. Et merci à tout le monde pour avoir quand même participé. Maintenant, on va passer à notre moment euh, où je voudrais partager avec vous toutes les options que vous avez sur Lingopie. I'm going to continue now in English. In case somebody don't understand English, let me know. Write it on the chat or open your mic. Because if there are beginners here, I'm going to use English. So, when you join Lingopie, you should know that here we have different options in order to practice, to learn a language, and to be part of a community. And we have a Discord community forum. How you can get here? On the chat in a minute, we are going to share with you all the links of what I'm going to share with you now, so you can copy them and save them on your device. Also, sharing my screen, I'm going to show you how you can get here to this place. So in order to get to the forum, I'm going to come back to the platform. Okay, no, not this one. Give me a second. Something have been changed here, this one. Good. So this is how Lingopie platform looks like if you are on a computer device, right? So we have different categories, our top 10 of shows, our beginner-friendly category, how to learn French from scratch, and some tutorials. And also we have content. Cartoons, our Netflix selection, Disney selection. We have also drama, comedy, different types, right? Short movies, series. So you can choose whatever you prefer to watch to have fun and learn the language. Here, next to the language that you can choose, right? Because you can actually also get a glance of any of the other languages. Even if you are learning French, you can also watch the content in our languages. But next to where you choose your language, you have the button to get to the Discord community forum. If you click there and you accept the invitation, you are going to find here on the side, it's loading, here, different channels, right? So you should look this one where it says French, for example, and in the French channel, you can get in contact with other French students, also some news that we have in our French catalog, and funny facts about the pronunciation, words, vocabulary of French. So it's a way of getting in contact with other students and also our Lingopie team, our Discord forum. Then also, I would like to share with you that on the top of the catalog, you can find our group lessons that are happening every day, and your first group lesson is completely free. These lessons are aimed to practice your conversational skills, because while you watch shows, you practice your listening, your reading, you enrich your vocabulary, and here you can come to practice conversation in small groups. You can find them here on the top or also on our lessons page, some here, lessons. In the lessons page, you will have a little bit more information per lesson. For example, you are going to find your lessons notes. This is a link to a PDF that you can download, and in that PDF you are going to find the link of the episode that we suggest you watching before coming to the group lesson, but this is not mandatory, and how you can get prepared to this lesson. So you can get a glance all the slots that we have and join in the lesson that has the topic that may interest you or the time is good for you. In case you prefer a more tailored experience, let's say a one-on-one instruction, you can choose also our private lessons. You can just come here, book your first lesson, and you will have a teacher that you're going to meet once a week. And your homework is going to be watching an episode of the catalog. So we use our content in order to learn these languages. Then also, if we come back to the main catalog, you will have here our Netflix selection. So this is a great combo in order to learn a language. If you have a Netflix subscription and Lingopie subscription, you can enjoy the best shows with all the possibilities and the features that we have on Lingopie. And also I would like to remind you that also we have this music catalog that we have been sharing at the beginning of the webinar for those that have been from the beginning, where you have different playlists created for you. And these playlists also have all the features and the double subtitles in order to learn while listening and singing, why not, the songs. And take in mind that listening this music, it's also a way of getting to know what French people listen and get a little bit closer to the French culture. And also, as I mentioned before, for those that are having this first experience and you are just getting to know Lingopie, take in mind that tomorrow we are having this onboarding webinar with Cesar and Pedro at the same time. The link to get subscribed, it's already on the chat. So you can join here and make all the questions that you may have in order to know how to use it, and also get all the tips from Pedro and Cesar, our experts on this. And remember that this webinar is happening every Tuesday, every last Tuesday of every month. So also you can join the next one that's going to happen the 29th of July. And we're going to use the show Friends of Lobbies in this webinar, so you can get a look to this show. So in order to make a sum up, I will come back to the previous screen. So remember that we have our Discord forum community, that we are having also group lessons and private lessons. Your first group lessons is completely free, so you can come, join, and practice conversation and have fun. We're having beautiful groups and beautiful students. All the teachers on Lingopie will love the students that are coming every day to these lessons. Remember that also we have a blog that you can join in case you want to read some articles about tips of how to learn a language through audiovisual content, and also you get subscribed to have the news by mail. Remember that you have the music catalog, not only the TV catalog, also music, TV, our also Netflix selection. And it will be very nice if you can give us your feedback after this webinar. We are going to receive a mail, and it will be good to know how was it, and if you have fun, if you have learned something, and any comment that you would like to share with us. So the last part, it's yours, Q&A. So if you have any question, this is the moment to ask us. All clear, all good, or anything that you would like to know? Or also you can share which was your favorite phrase to encourage people. Also, you can share with us.
have a question. Uh, um, we need to have a Netflix account to watch all the yeah, all the that
On the
shows
show.
in the
Great question,
Lingopie.
Geronimo. No, no, not at all. We have a huge TV catalog where you will find different type of content, short movies, series, tutorials, right? So a lot of content that just with your Lingopie account, you can get there. Also, like above that, we have the Netflix selection. In case you have also a Netflix account, you will have the Netflix selections on Lingopie in order to also practice with those shows, with those vocabulary and that content, okay? But you don't need to have that in order to watch series and movies. Just with your Lingopie account, you are going to have the access to a TV catalog, a music catalog, and everyday group lessons. Okay?
Hi, it's Jim in Sweden. I just wanted to add one thing that you didn't cover that's been helping me. And in the side panel where you have the text, the rolling text, there is a symbol that looks like a light bulb, okay? And it's the AI feature, and that's been really helpful in figuring out the idioms, idiomatique. An example of that is in this episode of the Daltons, they say, I think it's outside the 3 minutes that you showed, but toward the end of the episode, they use the expression se faire la belle, which if you translate it literally, it doesn't really give the meaning, which is to escape or to get away. And there's, I made a list of 3 or 4 others, but one is quite funny. It's "se me file les boutons." Now, buttons, they're like pimples, or they're buttons on a coat. Well, that has nothing to do with the real meaning, the idiomatic meaning, which is that it gives me the creeps, or that it annoys me. So I just wanted to add that, and maybe you can show that on the show where people can find that in the side
Yes, actually,
panel.
I showed that you have 2 places where you can first of all, thank you a lot, Jim, for sharing your experience, and that was useful for you. I will take your words also to add that that's the idea of Lingopie, while you will be watching like local TV shows, because the idea is that you will have contact with these idiomatic expressions that usually for example, in books that where you learn a language, usually they aren't there because you are focused on the correct and formal vocabulary. But with Lingopie, that yes, that you will have an immersive experience, but it's actually content for French speakers. So all these expressions, idiomatics, as you said, they appear on the content. Usually the subtitles, most of them are going to have not the literal translation, but the context translation on the English one. And you have 2 buttons where you can find the AI coach on the side script, as you said, and also on the bottom, as I showed at the beginning, next to the say it, speak it, where you have the speed feature. On those buttons, also you have the AI coach in order to make some questions and have extra information. Also, we use that on the group lessons. In each group lesson, we share at least 3, 4, or 5 idiomatic expressions, and you are going to have the explanation from the teachers how to use them, and you're going to practice to use them during the lessons. And so in many places you have the opportunity to get them, and it's good as you are doing to use also the content to take notes and like save this expression. So thank you very much, Jim, for sharing that.
I wanted to say something. I want to thank Jim because he's been smiling all the webinar, and that's very
Yes.
encouraging. That encourages people. So thank you. That's another way to encourage.
Could I ask a quick question,
Totally
please?
agree.
I
Oui.
would just like to know how I would get a school subscription because I'd like to bring this to my school.
Great, good. In that order, we're going to share with you on the chat a mail. So, Joanna, I'm going to...
Yes.
Yes. So you can write, I'm going to send you a mail here on the chat, right? So right here, please, explaining what you would like, and they're going to put you in contact with the person in charge, okay?
Okay, merci.
Yes,
C'est gentil de
in
votre
fact,
part.
yeah, in fact, we have that service, and it's for school, is a classroom, and the teacher can
Yes,
do
yes.
a follow-up of the task and everything, and
Yes.
give assignments and everything. We have all that prepared for
Perfect.
schools.
That's what I need. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Avec plaisir, Joanna. Any other question or comment? Good. So remember that tomorrow you are having the onboarding webinar for those that are new and would like to have more time in order to explore all the features, as also Jim mentioned that we are having every day the free group lessons, and that our next webinar is going to be the last Tuesday of next month. But every day you can enjoy what we have shared today. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde pour avoir venu. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming today. Merci beaucoup, Roxy, pour la leçon aussi.
Avec plaisir.
Merci.
Avec
Merci.
plaisir.
Et merci à tous. À la prochaine. Au revoir. Bonne journée.
Au revoir.
Merci.
À bientôt. Merci beaucoup.
À bientôt.